big deal is that podcasts are free to download. When I first heard about podcasting, I was amazed at the hundreds of different topics. I was impressed that people cared enough about these podcasts to put them out there for free. I was excited that podcasts are accessible to anyone with a computer. Nowadays, internet connections are as common in homes as television sets. The main reason was there were no podcasts about my favorite subject, music synthesizers. I also knew I had the training and knowledge, and my experience finding books on synthesizers and recording was rare and somewhat difficult. I also thought it would be a good way to give back to the industry I found a great deal of interest in. Then I thought to myself, what if I use this podcast not only to review material that interests me, but also to summarize it for others who might be interested in this topic. I concluded that by producing a podcast, I could save others hours of research and maybe make a highly technical subject a little fun. The first part is brainstorming. To do this, I look at various synthesizer websites with current news. The second part is research. This involves me reading websites and books to find material for my script. The last part involves writing the podcast. After writing the podcast, I read over it to make it conversational. Next is the recording. With my script in front of me, I'll read and maybe ad-lib some parts as I go along. I compose the backing track. Sometimes melodies, sometimes just random sounds for atmosphere. In early episodes, as long as the backing track had a synthesizer, I would be happy. In later episodes, I tried to tie the backing track to the subject matter of the episode. For instance, in an episode on 8-bit music, I did a backing track using samples of 8-bit music, as well as virtual 8-bit instruments. In another episode on noise music, I put together a backing track using circuit bent synthesizers. After the voice is edited, I lay the music behind it. Next, I adjust the levels so the voice is in the forefront. The final step involves publishing it to a website. After doing research, I found tons of podcast directories that allowed for free listing in their databases. After years of learning audio, music, and motion graphics, I had dozens of projects lying around. So I thought to myself, why not put them together and post them on YouTube? I think YouTube is the most useful promotional tool at my disposal. It allows for exposure to a broader, worldwide audience, tracks how many times each video has been viewed, allows you to link to your external site, and meet others with similar interests. In under a year, I received over 10,000 views on videos I posted on YouTube. I have started producing 2 other podcasts to keep myself creatively varied. One of them is for my music videos. The other is an enhanced version of my audio podcast with slides to illustrate the topics I cover. I am also working on copywriting my backing tracks and music to produce audio CDs. For anyone thinking about podcasting, it's a great way to learn more about your favorite topic and provide others with a record of your research. It's also a great way to express yourself and have a lot of fun.